Hello, Pisces. Welcome to Lotus Heart Tarot. I'm so excited to have you here. If you're new to my channel, welcome, welcome. These are general readings, so just keep that in mind. Take what resonates and leave the rest. All right, we're going to dive right in. For Pisces, please, Spirit, what is going on for my Pisces? Pisces. All right, you guys are getting alchemy magic on the bottom of the deck. You're getting fire and moon energy. Some of you may be dealing with a fire sign, and then you're getting rain and you're getting change. So I can tell you that the immediate feeling, the immediate impression that I get from these cards is that you are in a powerful creating energy here right now, Pisces. There's a lot available to you, a lot that you can tap into here, especially with this fire ignition energy. This is a time where you are really putting out energy or sort of making your vibration, right, match the life that you want to have. You are in a very powerful creating. What you believe is what you're going to see happening here. I feel like you have had some time probably by yourself with this moon card energy to really think about what it is you want. I feel like you have learned, you have evolved, you have ascended, you have gained new wisdom clearly with the 7. That is spiritual lessons, and it's not even just spiritual lessons. I feel like it's spiritual wisdom that you have gained here. Some of you may be practicing like affirmations or mantras, or you may be, diving in with the law of assumption or, the law of attraction or the secret or something like that. This is what I feel. So if you haven't, and if this is energy that you are wanting, because remember, we're all at different places on the timeline, then I suggest just type in how to get what I want into YouTube, or see where it takes you. I always trust the universe when I'm searching for something or I'm curious about something. I trust what the universe puts in front of me. Of all the YouTube content creators, somehow you ended up on my page. Somehow you ended up here. So trust it, Google whatever it is that you feel like you need to Google, and just stay open to the results, and maybe even look at something that you wouldn't normally look at. It can lead you to places that can really expand your potential and really help you tap into your own limitlessness and the limitlessness of this universe, right? Which are really one and the same. Because you have this rain energy. And what does rain do? Rain may be a bit of a bummer when it's around, although it's been so dry here that when it rains, I literally say to the universe, oh, I am so grateful for this rain. Oh, thank you so much for this rain. Because it has been such a dry, hot, we're in our rainy season. And May, it did not rain here hardly at all, if at all. And June, it's given us a little bit. But what does rain do? Rain, for one thing, rain it's a life-giving source. It's the we need soil, we need the sun, and we need the rain for things to grow. And that rain piece is such an important part of it. We can be inspired, we can be deeply rooted and deeply centered in who we are. But without the shower of opportunity, without the shower of exposure, without the, that beautiful, life-giving, nourishing rain, those things have a hard time really taking off. We have to have a place to put them. We have to have a fertile environment, right? And the rain really does provide that. All of this is culminating into a period of change. You have change and you have the wind. And this feels very much like whatever ingredients you are putting into your life right now, whatever your attitude is, whatever your belief system is, whatever your self-concept is, whatever those things are, this is what is creating this new cycle that you are headed into. So, you know, it's more important than ever, especially if you struggle with self-worth, especially if you struggle with, you know, listen to the mantras, listen, you know, put mantras or affirmations on your mirror so that when you wake up in the morning, that's the first thing you read. The most powerful times to really program ourselves in a healthy, helpful way is right when we wake up in the morning and right as we're drifting off to sleep at night. Those are incredibly powerful times, and they're times that are often overlooked or spent scrolling mindlessly through Instagram and TikTok and whatever. So if you can really harness the power of those times in your life to really, you know, get yourself aligned with what it is that you want to bring in, I feel like you will bring it in. Absolutely. All right, so let's see. We're diving in. We're looking at a relationship, I feel like, just based on the cards I felt guided to get this morning. All right, you guys are getting Twin Flame on the bottom of the deck, Teamwork, Unspoken Love, and Devil in Disguise. I don't ever get a devil card that or pretty much I don't get a devil card that I don't, okay, that I don't clarify. All right, because I don't know. I remember when I first was learning tarot, there used to be cards that were very triggering to me. The Devil was one of them, and the Tower was the other, and the Seven of Swords was the other. And the Seven of Swords I've come to a place of peace with, as I have all the energies. You once you see everything as a spectrum, and that, you know, all of these things are a part of life, and they're a part of life for a reason, and they have been for many, many thousands of years. You know, you come to a place of peace with all the energies, but I just don't want anyone being anxious watching. And I feel like those cards hold enough fear-based energy that it does help to bring clarity to the situation. So that is why I always clarify the Tower and the Devil. And if I need to, I will clarify the Seven of Swords too. But here's what I see. There is definitely something going on with work, or something that you're investing in, or something that you could invest in. There's something here. It's okay. So I feel like you have kind of a mixed bag, or you will have kind of a mixed bag here, Pisces. There are people who are, it says, someone may appear like an angel but has a hidden dark side. Don't let them pull the wool over your eyes. You're not, Pisces. You know, I think there is something to where you have experienced something like this before in the past, or you have the Eight of Swords here, so it feels like a recycled energy. And it also feels like something, it's like you sort of are aware that these energies exist, and that, you know, you understand their motivations, you understand sort of what they look like. It's not something that you haven't already experienced. In some ways, with the Eight of Swords, this can be that you sort of have a tendency to call people like this towards you by focusing on this energy, or by worrying about this energy, or by thinking about this energy a lot. If you have dealt with someone like this in the past, oftentimes it doesn't result in a very fair ending. You know, it doesn't resolve with everybody seeing that person for who they are, and you know, getting some kind of compensation or acknowledgement or apology for having gone through what you've gone through. It's often a very thankless experience that leaves you sort of processing for a while. And the longer we stay in that processing period, you know, I always tell this story when I come up with this energy because I just think that it's so perfect. So, you know, Christopher Reeves, who played Superman in the movies when I was at least a kid, he was riding his horse and he fell off and he broke his neck and he was paralyzed from the neck down. So then he was married to Dana Reeves and they had a son. And Dana took care of him day in and day out. She dedicated her life to, you know, caring for him, to finding help for him, to making him as comfortable as possible, to loving him, to honoring her wedding vows, all of that. And he passed away. And then just a few months, I think it was, after he passed away, she had this cough that wouldn't go away. And she went to the doctor and discovered she had lung cancer, had never smoked in her life, and had a form of very advanced lung cancer that they could do nothing about, they could do nothing for. And so she knew she was going to die, and they had this like 14-year-old son who was going to be parentless, and there wasn't anything she could do. She went on the Oprah Winfrey show, and she was so brave, she was so beautiful, she was so strong. It's forever singed in my mind watching this episode of Oprah way, way, way back in the day. And she said, life isn't fair. Stop expecting it to be. Like, that is what I've learned. And that is the truth. And when you give that up, when you let go of that false narrative that, I don't know where exactly we come up with that, but when we start with this idea that life is fair, then every time something unfair happens to us, we feel unfairly targeted. But when you open up your mind to understanding that life is actually not a fair place, and what is fair? You know, who decides what is fair? You know, because fair, like, is it fair to be born a wildebeest on the Serengeti desert when you are everyone's prey? Like, you constantly have to be in a state of fear because every single predator is looking for you. Every single predator is trying to catch your scent on the wind. Is that fair? No, that's not fair. Is it fair that, you know, you come into the clutches of some kind of narcissist who treats you incredibly badly and kind of, you know, discards you after, you know, using and abusing you? Is that fair? Absolutely not. But when you feel like fair is promised to you, when you feel that fair is a part of this life that you deserve and that, you know, whatever, it leaves you in a space where you're holding the weight of the unfairness of it. If you understand that life just on its face is not fair, then you don't have to hold that weight. Then it's just, okay, you know what, sometimes life isn't fair. Let's just wipe off our knee, you know, wipe the dust off and get out there and go again. So what happens when we get really focused in the processing of what wasn't fair is that we end up in this energy of the Eight of Swords where our mind can't let it go. Our mind holds on to it like a dog with a bone. It's like, this wasn't fair and this wasn't fair. Maybe if I could have said this, maybe if I could have eliminated this, maybe if I talked to this person and tell this person this, then they will at least know, and then they could turn on that person, and da-da-da-da. People believe what they want to believe. And in a world where people believe what they want to believe, what fits their own narrative, and there is no universal truth, there is no, you know, space that is like, and I'm not saying any of this to be negative. It isn't negative. It's neither negative nor positive. It's absolutely neutral. It's the playing field that we're on. This is what we're given. And we're given this for a reason. There is a reason why it is like this. You know what I'm saying? It is for our own enlightenment, our own expansion, and our own growth. But if you're willing to carry the weight, if you're willing to sit there and process it and let, you know, somebody who is toxic live in your head and control you and keep you in this way of thinking that goes around and around and around and around again, and you're going to keep calling people and experiences like that into your life. once you come to a place of peace and acceptance and you say life isn't fair, that was a raw deal, I learned a lot from it, I'm now the Queen of Swords, I'm much more discerning, I'm able to see this much more clearly up front. I have learned, you know, I can't prevent this energy from being in the world, but what I can do is prevent it from, you know, encroaching into my life. You know, I know that the only way to handle this situation is to completely walk away from it and to have no contact with it. And so whenever I come across this, whether it's my boss, whether it's this, whether it's that, I immediately start looking for a new place to do whatever it is that I'm doing, because I know what this energy does. And I don't want to give this energy power or placement in my life. Period. End of story. Then you don't have to think about it over and over and over again. You say, okay, I learned the lesson. I came into contact with that. You know what? I may never get that apology. I may never get that recognition. I may never bring this to light. But you know what? I learned a lot from it, and I am still able to move on. With the Eight of Swords and the Seven of Pentacles, it feels like for some of you, there is this energy of it going around and around and around in your mind for a really long time. And that is planting seeds. And those seeds are the weeds that bring these people back into your life. So if this is you, just become mindfully aware and tell yourself, you know what, life isn't fair. I let this go. I let this experience go. I know that I gained the wisdom. I gained the insight. I am more discerning because of this experience that I had. I'm going to take it, and I'm going to take the best thing that I can from it, because that's my choice, that's my free will choice, and that's in my highest and best interest, and that's what I'm doing right now. With the Three of Pentacles here, there is an energy of, you know, possibly having a coworker like this, or possibly, you know, having someone who's trying to get you in some type of partnership who is, you know, someone who appears very cool and very nice and very whatever, but they're really not. And, you know, you got to trust what you know. And with the Sun card, Pisces, this is clarity. This is the truth coming to light. You know, I was watching an astrologer. I don't know. I may have said this. Sometimes I feel like, have I said this 1,000 times? But I love James Van Praagh. I don't know if you guys know who he is, but he's wonderful. And he has a friend, Kelly, who does astrology, and they do a YouTube show from time to time. And I don't catch it all the time, or I don't watch it all the time, but I happen to catch, they were doing predictions for the summer of 2024. And she was talking about, I can't even remember what planet placements it was. Oh, I think in Vedic astrology, Uranus is in Gemini. And what that is bringing about is, it's like, you know, people that have this kind of energy, this devil in disguise energy, it's more and more obvious. And what I really loved about this, about learning this, or about hearing this, or about watching that particular show, which I don't, like I said, watch all the time, but, you know, if I have a moment, actually I was like sick, or I wasn't really feeling well, so I had time to watch it. It seemed so synchronistic, because in my meditations for, like, I don't know, I want to say at least the last 2-3 months, I've seen this energy of this kind of energy coming to light, like these people not being able to veil it anymore. Either we are getting smarter and we are now able to see this, and no one really, if you've dealt with this ever in your life, you are protecting your peace with everything that you have. And so when you see it, you walk away from it. You don't entertain it. You don't try to sort of maneuver your way through it. You don't think that you're smarter than it and that you can possibly navigate it. You just go, yeah, that's toxic. I want no part of it, and I don't want it entering my energetic field, and you go a different direction. So that, coupled with this possible astrological alignment situation that's happening, where it's harder and harder for these people to hide who they are. You know, like the Micah Miller case in South Carolina, where she was married to that pastor, J.P. Miller, who literally was out doing his sermons. Like, literally, it was so obvious. Like, what was happening was so obvious. It was like mind blowing. Like, just, I haven't even seen everything, but someone told me to look into it. My sister went through something similar to that. And just looking at it, I was like, whoa, you know what I mean? It was so obvious. It was so apparent. And, you know, again, people believe what they want to believe. And, you know, do people want to believe that their pastor is, you know, showing all these narcissistic tendencies, or is possibly abusing his wife, who, you know, is also a huge part of the church? And you know what I mean? It's like, no, they don't. It's easier to look the other direction. It's easier to just sort of push that aside. It's easier to bury your head in the sand. You know, people don't really want to face themselves in their own shadow. And a lot of times facing other people's shadow forces them to face their own shadow, you know? So there's just this energy, Pisces, where I feel like you may have experienced something like this. Your mind may keep going around and around in it. This may be sort of bringing this challenge back into your life. However, I feel like this round of it, you're seeing it very clearly and you're going in the opposite direction. You are holding on to your own happiness. You are coveting your own peace, your own clarity, and your own happiness. And this choice, this decision may free you completely. And heal you completely from these experiences that you have experienced in the past, and the time that you have spent sort of ruminating on this energy. If this is you, again, just take what resonates, leave the rest. Now, on the other end of the spectrum, it does feel like you do have a collaborative team around you, or you are calling in a collaborative team around you. You may be getting a new job, you may be, you know, meeting a new friend group, you may be starting some new class, or, you know, going somewhere new, and it feels like there are people there that are supportive, that are engaging, that are interested, that feel, I feel for a lot of you it is like soul group type friendships, but for other people it is even just the experience of being able to enjoy life, or being able to have a good time. It's like people that are going to be like, hey, do you want to go get a pizza tonight? You know what I mean? Like it feels like sort of like a group. Sometimes we come into those kinds of friendships where it is not just one person, but it is a whole group, and it is sort of harmonious, and it is, you know, for the sake of kind of having fun. I feel that energy coming towards you with this teamwork energy. And then you have this unspoken love and this twin flame energy, which feels really big. It could either be in a friend group or at work. It literally says on here, you or your partner may prefer not to profess your love right away. Could be out of fear of rejection. You know, energies like this will make you feel like everything is your fault, and that they will eventually discard you, and they will also make you feel like that's your fault, and then they will play the victim as if they are somehow wounded by your actions, rather, you know what I mean? Like they will switch, they will be living the reverse of your truth, basically. And it can really mess with you, and it can leave you with a fear of rejection, right? Because that's how it feels. It feels like I wasn't able to play that game. I wasn't able to like navigate that space. I wasn't able to, you know, they make you feel not worthy. They make you feel a lot of things. And they usually are surrounded by other people who, you know, they call them flying monkeys or enablers. The people that sort of are like, yeah, this person's awesome. You know, like those people, where it makes you feel like there's this group that is harmonious, that can actually get along. And it's me that can't get along with that group. And you know, that's because you're not willing to be a patsy to a narcissist. You know, Pisces are very free-spirited. They're very intuitive. You know, you are going to see something for what it is eventually. Or you're probably going to see it right away, but eventually you're going to be like, yeah, I don't want to be any kind of part of this. You know what I mean? Hopefully. You're also very sensitive and very empathetic and compassionate, which makes you try to emotionally connect with these people or feel for these people. And especially like if you know they had a rough childhood, or you know that they have experienced extreme rejection in their life, you'll say, oh, you know, I got to give them a little bit because they had this experience or that experience. Well, it's like, yes, and they also every single day of their life have the opportunity to heal from that and to not spew their toxicity onto other people. But they're choosing not to, and most of the time they're doubling down, and most of the time they've sort of developed an alternate reality that they're unwilling to let go of. So, you know, like, that's why the best answer is to just sort of walk away. But I feel like you are getting a group of friends that has a more genuine bond, and that is more positive and more supportive and more loving, that is even probably helping bring this past situation even more to the light. Even more, you're going, oh yeah, see, that never was with that. Like, if I ever share good news with this group, they're like, yes, let's go celebrate. If I ever shared good news with this, they were like, you don't deserve that, you know, or whatever. Okay. So there's something where you're having a different experience, or where you have the opportunity at this time to create a different experience than the one that you have experienced. Pisces, what is this? All right, I have to put on some glasses. Where are they? I keep moving my glasses and then I can't find them. I see some over here. All right. So you're getting flashbacks, how it used to be. Someone wonders what you're up to, reliving the past, catching up, old pals, youthful days. And then you're getting refreshing break, going on solo trips, getting to know thyself, taking a break from love, a sudden holiday, cleanse the heart. And then you're getting white magic, ceremonies and rituals, calling forever to you, falling under a spell, moon cycles, herbs and oils, setting your intentions. And then you're getting irreplaceable love, unable to move on, thinking about someone else, deep memories, not over an ex, the heart wants what it wants, endless looking back. On the bottom of the deck, you have test drive. So I see that there is, it's like there's definitely something from the past that was intense, like it holds a lot of weight with you, or it held a big place in your life or in your heart. And I feel like there is this kind of reminiscent type energy, nostalgic type energy, where it's like you're sort of looking back, or that may have even been your sort of default mode, where it's like, because you don't have someone new in front of you, where you're like, oh, I know what this person looks like, I know what their name is, I know how they smell, I know what they look like, I know what our future could possibly be. You know, I have this clear picture because I know the person. What happens a lot is that our brain will automatically revert to what we know, what the best thing was that we've experienced in the past, or the most intense thing that we've experienced in the past, and we will sort of ruminate on that or think about that. And I feel like, you know, with the white magic, it's almost like, you know, that feeling that I got in the very beginning of listening to affirmations, listening to mantras, you know, seeking out information possibly like on the law of attraction or the law of assumption, or, you know, and, you know, with this white magic, it's like, you know, I don't consider those things white magic. I consider those things like, you know, healthy. You know, like we got our subconscious mind is something that can really, it does completely affect the direction that we go in and the decisions that we make, and like what we think is possible and what we believe in and what we don't believe in. And so when we intentionally and mindfully program it, and say, no, I am worthy, I am lovable, I am special, I am unique, I am bringing something unique to this life that is wonderful, and I am abundant, and I am grateful, and I am, when we are saying things like that to ourselves on purpose, we're programming our subconscious mind. And so I don't really consider that white magic, but you have this white magic card, and the white magic really feels like being in tune with the cycles of life, the ebb and flow of life, like bringing your mindful awareness to, the fluidity of life and just how things change, and kind of using those changes to your advantage, and intentionally trying to tap into your own limitlessness and the limitlessness of the universe. There are people on YouTube that will tell you that you can manifest whoever you want back under whatever circumstance you want because it exists somewhere in the universe, and that all you have to do is like assume that into being. That's how some people use the law of assumption. Some of you may be doing something like that, or maybe seeking out some kind of information like that. But my personal take on all of it is that, you want to manifest the qualities that are really important to you in a person. You want to focus on, what I really want is a balanced, reciprocal, equitable relationship that honors and respects each other, that inspires, and you know what I mean? And when you can do that, even if you don't have a face, even if you don't have a name, you're calling like-minded people with those same desires towards you as friends, as lovers, as everything. And so that's why I choose to focus on things like that. And so I feel like Pisces, you are sort of, there was a period of time with this moon and with this refreshing break where it's like you have had this time to sort of clear your head, to kind of let go of these past narratives that maybe you've been stuck on, that you are able to see things clearly, make different choices, assume and attract, and bring your mindful awareness to more of what you want and less of what you have already experienced that you don't want. And I feel like all of that is having this opportunity to sort of culminate at this time, in a way, at a time where you're starting a new cycle, where you're choosing the energies that you're going to be surrounded with and that you're going to experience in this cycle. You're creating it with the universe. All right, so I'll just leave it like that. I have no problem with like magic or witches or whatever. I just don't know. I've never studied that. I've never been curious about that. So I don't like to talk about it because I don't really, it's not my thing. All right, here we go. I say that as I'm shuffling a witch deck, but I love this deck. All right. So yeah, Ace of Swords, and you have this Sun card. Okay. Pisces, you're getting the High Priestess with the Ten of Cups and the Knight of Pentacles with the Ace of Swords. I think you have probably both friends and an intimate partner. You either already kind of have these people in your life, or for some of you, this is a new cycle and you're taking new people into this cycle. With the High Priestess here, this is where we connect to our highest and best self. This is where we connect to our intuition. This is where we allow ourselves to really be guided. And with the Ace of Swords here, I feel like you have some kind of new knowledge or some kind of new tool at your disposal. I think you're seeing things more clearly than you have in the past. I think you're able to sort of separate yourself and sort of become more of the observer of life and all of these things that are happening, rather than like take them on also personally and be, you know, identifying yourself with these things, like this is who I am. It's not who you are. Who you are is your self-concept. That is who you tell yourself you are. That is who you believe yourself to be. It's not who these people outside you that are looking at you through their skewed lenses are telling you you are. It's who are you with you, you know, that's your self-concept. And if there are things that you have a tendency to do or be that you don't like, that you want to change, you have the opportunity to change that every single day, every single breath that you take. So there's this energy where I feel like you have been connecting, you've been working, you've been thinking about your connections, about who you want in your life, about the type of people you want in your life. And I feel like slowly but surely you're finding your way to them and they are finding their way to you. And there is this period of emotional contentment with other people coming. So let's look at this High Priestess for Pisces. King of Cups with the Queen of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck. You know, I feel like this Pisces, this refreshing break has really been an opportunity for you to love yourself and to master your own emotions, for you to come to a place where you know, have made astute observations about life and you're able to sort of apply them and you're able to sort of use them to you know, manage this big emotional body that you have as a Pisces. And, you know, your emotional body is so incredible. It can really, you know, guide you as to you know, your own soul path in this life. It is such a valuable tool. And, you know, as a Pisces, you have access to so much more than so many people do. But at the same time, it can also be a burden. It's just like any energy. There's a shadow and a light. With the King of Cups here, this is where you're learning to master both the shadow and the light of it. And it is actually almost even a support to your own intuition. With the Queen of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck, this is about self-worth and self-value and knowing what you deserve and knowing that you deserve everything that's coming for you. It's also an energy of gratitude. All right, you got the Queen of Swords kind of coming out sideways. Wow, 10 of Cups, and it's being clarified by the 10 of Pentacles. All these cards came out sideways, so these energies are in flux. The Queen of Swords, the 10 of Pentacles, and the Lovers. Oh my God, with the 10 of Cups on the bottom of the deck. So this change has been coming about slowly for a long period of time. This has been an energy that you have been finding your way to for some time. So you have worked through a lot of things. You have figured out a lot of things. You have advanced yourself spiritually and just in so many ways. And it's starting to manifest in your physical reality in the form of relationships is what it really looks like. Where, especially with the Lover sideways, these are people who are going to choose you over their psychosis, choose you over, you know, whatever else. This is where people are seeing your value and seeing your worth because, of course, you're seeing it yourself. With the Queen of Swords, this is the energy of discernment that I was talking about with the Sun card over here and with this Devil in Disguise energy. And when you are in the energy of the Queen of Swords, there is no need to continue to rehash and reprocess and recycle these thoughts about how things haven't been fair in the past and how you don't want to experience that again. You can let it go because the Queen of Swords says, you know, I see things clearly. I trust myself. I trust my understanding of what this looks like. And so I don't need to walk around as if everyone that's coming at me is this until I prove it otherwise, until they prove it otherwise. I can say to myself, self, you are very smart. You have experience. You have enlightenment. You have wisdom. You will see it if it's coming towards you. You don't need to walk around in a state of protecting yourself or a state of focusing on this anymore. You can let it go and you can trust yourself. You have found the clarity. You are wise and discerning and you have that tool and that skill at your ability. And you will know the difference between someone who's worthy of investing your future in and someone who is not. Really, really, really good cards here, Pisces. Really, really good cards. You know, I always say if you get the 10 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles, you definitely have a real strong relationship coming in. And you have the 10 of Cups twice and the 10 of Pentacles once. We've only just taken our first round of tarot cards. So intense and amazing. And a lot of this is a reflection of the work that you've done to learn how to master yourself. Okay. So the thoughts of the person that is coming towards you. You have a King of Pentacles we have the Moon and the 8 of Cups, and then you have the Star card on the bottom of the deck. So for some of you, this is someone you have not met yet. This is someone who I feel like has recently walked away from something, you know, or is walking away from unsatisfactory energy as well. This could be your energy, but I asked who's coming towards you. So take it as it resonates. You may relate to this, and it also can be mirroring, especially with like the twin flame card coming out. It's a deep soulmate, so there can already be energetic connection with this person before you meet them. But with the 8 of Cups, it's kind of like I'm walking away from all the things in my life that are not leading to the type of emotional contentment that I'm actually looking at. Because as long as I'm giving to these situations, I don't have everything in my tank to give to the thing that I really want. And I have tried and tried again with these things, and it's not working. It can't advance. I'm dealing with what I'm dealing with here, and I just need to be honest about it, and this is not really working out. So there's this sense of I'm walking away from something, and I don't necessarily know what is going to be out there in front of me with the Moon card. It could be anything. But you know, when we embrace the energy of the moon, the energy of the unknown, the universe has a tendency to surprise us and to a lot of times give us something even better than what we could have imagined. It's like we pray upon the wishing star, or, you know, whatever that is. We ask, you know, we put it out there, what we're looking for, what we want, and we then surrender it to the universe and trust that the universe is going to deliver it. And we don't know where, we don't know when, we don't know what their name is, we don't know what they look like, we don't know any of those things, but we just trust. We trust the universe, and we trust ourselves to see it. And with the King of Pentacles, this is someone with a very secure energy. You know, this isn't someone who's going to get triggered and run. This isn't someone who's going to show up and then be like, I don't know what I want. This is a committer. This is the husband of the tarot card deck. So this is significant. And with the star on the bottom of the deck, it is like what you are seeking is seeking you, Pisces, which is also a great mantra. What I am seeking is seeking me. Wow. 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 Okay, so you guys have gotten the sun twice. You also have the moon, and you also have the star. So the moon and the sun are, you know, divine masculine and divine feminine energies in their most primal and simplistic form. So that's beautiful. That's amazing energy. And the star, like all of these things are, it can be with the star, the moon, and the sun, that fate is bringing you together with a really, you know, destined partnership here. You're equal opposite. So you have the King of Pentacles is being clarified by the 5 of Pentacles and the World card energy. So this is someone who they haven't always been a King of Pentacles. They are someone who has experienced loss. They are someone who had at one point a scarcity mindset and had to fight through it. They had to come to the place where they closed out that karmic cycle in their life, and that now, because they have worked through it, because they understand it, because they once were that and they are no more, you know, they are an empathetic King of Pentacles. They are someone who has a deep understanding of what it takes to overcome that scarcity mindset. They may even recognize this in you, Pisces. With the Eight of Cups, the moon and the sun, especially with the star card on the bottom of the deck, I feel that this really is one of those times where the universe surprises us, where it's like, what? I cannot believe, like, I was believing, I was telling myself, I was manifesting, I was attracting, I was mindfully living, I was doing all of these things. But what is actually revealed through the unknown, past this place that I cannot see in front of me, is just taking my breath away. It's so beautiful. And it's filled with such joy and such happiness and such clarity. It's kind of that moment where it's like you look back and you're like, okay, everything that I had to go through, I'm fine that I went through it, just so I can be here right now in this moment, because I'm so happy. Especially when you have the World card and the Sun. The World card is the second happiest card in the deck, if you ask me. Because it's that feeling of oneness with all that is. And, when you successfully manifest something in your life, when you successfully, attract and, you work to use mantras and affirmations to sort of deprogram yourself and reprogram yourself, so to make this possible, and then it shows up in your life, you do feel the sense of connectedness to all that is. I mean, when you start having an extreme amount of signs and synchronicities, I've had a lot of dreams, like I was sick and so I was sleeping a bit more than normal. I have like an autoimmune disease. And so I go through this period, and I was having all these dreams, and they all were involving my daughter. And I would call her and I would say, I had this dream that this happened. And she would say, oh my gosh, that person literally just reached out to me. Or that person just watched my Instagram story, or like, and these are people that we have not talked about in forever. You know what I mean? And it was just so bizarre. It was like, there was something really synchronistic happening. And even that, when that happens, you kind of come to this place where you're like, okay, yeah, of course this is happening. Like, I know this happens. I believe this happens. This is why I believe what I believe. But like at the same time, when you're experiencing it so intensely, it's just such a confirmation. Even when you guys comment on my videos, like, oh my gosh, you literally said this, and this is what, it's like, oh, right. So, I don't know, just take it for what it is. But it really seems that whatever is coming, whatever is on the other side of you walking away from something that was not bringing you the type of emotional fulfillment that you wanted or needed, or this person, it may even be for this person in meeting you, that they are just like, wow, this is so much better than anything I could have imagined, anything that I could have, put a name and a face and like designed myself. This is the biggest, most happiest blessing ever. You could be that for another person, as they could be that for you. Such a beautiful thing. Wow. So wow, you have the Two of Swords coming out in reverse with the Knight of Cups, the Queen of Cups, and the Lovers. Wow, 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 wow. So you have someone who's, I feel like they have been in a period of stagnancy in their heart, where they've just been kind of like, they may have been in a process of healing. Like we see that Eight of Cups there. They may have walked away from something recently. There's this energy of, the Two of Swords is sort of a protective energy. It's like, I'm not really looking for anything. I'm not really trying to open my heart. I'm healing. I don't really want to just be open and be vulnerable. I just need to sort of protect myself for a minute. Well, with the Knight of Cups, the Queen of Cups, and the Lovers, this is like the meeting of soulmates, where this person sees the potential for unconditional love, and this person drops that. So they may not have been in a relationship for a little while, or they may not be really looking for this when you find each other, but there's just this sense of connection. I mean, look at the sense of connection. She's got her arm on her shoulder, or her hand on her shoulder. There's true connection here between these two people. And you know, there is this energy with the Queen of Cups of like, I'm already feeling something. I'm already feeling the beginning of something here that feels that it has unlimited growth potential. And then you have the Sun, which is being, I'm sorry, the Sun isn't being clarified by these cards. The Sun was clarifying the cards before this. But again, that Sun is so bright. You have the Cozy Witch, and which is the Fool card, and the Nine of Cups. And this is like, okay, this feels really good to me. This, I am feeling like this could be my wish fulfillment. I am feeling like this is something. It's two emotionally content people who have been able to release the past, who are not carrying a bunch of baggage in their heart space, and who are ready to take a complete leap of faith here. And with the Ace of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck, this is a divinely given, solid and stable opportunity to trust in our heart space. So you're getting on this, several energies, the Knight of Cups, the Queen of Cups, and the Lovers, and the Two of Swords in reverse. This Three of Pentacles. This, you may meet this person through friends. There's some kind of commonality here. There's either a project that you're both working on that you may come into contact with this person, or there is like a shared friend circle. There's something here that brings you together that is solid and stable itself, and that may involve other energies that are also like-minded or that are supportive of this. That kind of want to see you both happy, it sort of feels like. Queen of Pentacles, Nine of Cups, the Cozy Witch, with the Nine of Pentacles on the bottom of the deck. You know, this is an energy where it's like both of these people here have done the work. Both of these people here are coming from this space of, you know, I know what I'm able to create on my own. I'm happy on my own. But I feel here this sense that like, this could be the one, you know. I mean, honestly, with the Queen of Pentacles, it's like they see your value, you see their value. You see a nurturing, loving energy, a soft place to fall in each other, but it's not something that you have to prop up or support or fix or guide through any kind of difficulty. It's someone who's showing up in this energy. And they have done the work. With the Nine of Pentacles, this is a slow-moving energy that takes time to develop. And with that Ace of Pentacles and the Nine of Pentacles, that makes the Ten of Pentacles. It's like, hello, this is a beginning, and we're both in this really powerful and profound energy. When we bring these two energies together, and we have like the blessing of the universe with the Ace of Pentacles, it's like, yeah, I mean, there's unlimited potential there for sure. I feel like you're creating this, or you're manufacturing this, or you are just beginning to experience this, Pisces. You could all be at different places. All right, so in the intentions here, we have the Knight of Swords on the bottom of the deck. We have the Nine of Swords and the Six of Wands. Okay, so, you know, this is someone who, you know, there used to be an Army commercial when I was a kid, and it would say, courage is when you're scared, but you do it anyway, in the commercial. And that's this energy right here, the Six of Wands with the Nine of Swords. It's like, it's not that I'm not terrified. It's not that I don't see that I am putting myself out there in a very vulnerable way. But it's also that the only way I'm going to have success and victory, the only way that I'm going to come out on top is if I go straight through that fear. With the Knight of Swords, this is the one knight that really outruns fear. You know, sometimes they don't have a completely formulated plan. Sometimes they are moving without, you know, any long-term vision, but they're like, that's what is required of me to get through this. I would never take a step because fear would grab hold of me if I were in any other energy but the Knight of Swords. All right, so let me clarify this, but this is in the intentions. Page of Cups with the Six of Wands. Wow. This person, wow, the Queen of Wands is on the bottom of the deck. I feel like this person is risking emotional vulnerability here. Okay, with the Nine of Swords being covered by this the Nine of the Hermit. I love it. You know, this is, the two nines are like, this is a completion of a cycle. I will not let fear stand in my way anymore. I have spent the time to be absolutely sure of what I want, and I know that risking it is what is required of me to have this. With the Ten of Wands on the bottom of the deck, I think this is actually, you know, whenever we make the different choice than we made in the past, this is when we actually close out the cycle completely. And because you have these two nines and then the 10, it seems like this choice, this decision that this person is making at this time in their intentions to go for it regardless, it is sort of allowing them to let go of these past burdens that have been plaguing them. All right, so let's see, what actions will this person take? What actions? Wow, Ace of Cups with the World. So they are really closing out a cycle here of from their past, or, you know, we saw the World card in their heart space over the Five of Pentacles, and we see this energy of fear. We don't ever really experience the absence of fear. I mean, until we really, that the Buddhist monks do, you know, and people with a very deep sense of faith can. But fear is that, the absence of fear is allowing life to come as it comes and being excited about it regardless of whether it's a lesson or it's exactly what you want. You know, that's how we overcome fear completely as people, because it's like, I just believe that what is meant to be, and that I am capable of dealing with it no matter what. I have everything within me that it takes to move through this space. And so whatever it is, I have nothing to fear. So you have this Ace of Cups in the World card energy. So there's definitely a cycle closing out, probably for both of you. And this could be a real mirrored situation where you have gone through something similar, or you've both had your own kind of axe to bear, or whatever that is. Burden to bear, axe to grind, I don't know. And this is both of you choosing this new beginning in love is that choice that changes everything. That choice that puts you on a different path, that gives you a different alternate ending than the one that you have experienced, or an alternate space in your journey than the one you have experienced. You also then have the Emperor, the Eight of Pentacles, and the Six of Cups. This is an energy where, you know, when you fall in love, or when you have this opportunity to be in love, a lot of times you can think of nothing else. You will, you know, do silly things, leave your tea kettle turned on the stove and leave, or I don't know what, but that's how it feels. It's this distracted. It's this, I'm in love and I can't think about, my mind is sort of there all the time. It's not here all the time. It's sort of like in love all the time, which is a really great feeling. And then you have this Eight of Pentacles, and it's like all of this has happened because we have taken the time to master ourselves. And with the Emperor and the Eight of Pentacles, this is saying that, like, my outside reflects my inside. I have gotten myself to a place where I am an empowered person, where I have mindfully, you know, created the environment even of my subconscious to support the life that I want. And now I am just making the decisions in my life to support that, that reflect that, you know, the life I'm living is a reflection. Everything that I have is a reflection of everything that I've believed and everything that I have worked on within myself. Ace of Wands, Nine of Pentacles, Two of Cups, And then you have this energy with the Seven of Swords and the Five of Swords. With the King of Wands, okay, on the bottom of the deck. The Five of Swords and the Seven of Swords is like a terrible combination. And it really is talking about those self-defeating thoughts. Here's the thing. Whenever we go into a new space, and especially when it's a space of a tremendous happiness, there is always this part of, well, it's not always, but the majority of people experience this part within them that's kind of like, can I trust this? I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. I don't really know how to receive all of this happiness or all of these good things into my life. I don't really know how to deal with that. I'm so used to a different situation. But for me, the way this is coming out is, this is our thoughts. Our minds are like puppies. We got to train them. And that's what I feel like you're doing. So I feel like you will easily overcome this. But, ultimately what you're looking at here is the new beginning that you really, really want. And it's something that you really, really desire. And it's something that you have worked incredibly hard for over the course of a long period of time with the Nine of Pentacles. And with the Two of Cups, it's definitely a relationship. And I feel like this is someone that knows what they want and they're moving towards you. As much as you know what you want and you're moving towards them. And, these thoughts are prickly and they will come up. And, this is that reminder of, remember, keep your life out in front of you. Remember what brought you here, this long journey that brought you here. Remember all of the work that it took to get to this place where you have co-created with the universe what is in front of you, this opportunity at this relationship and possibly other relationships. I definitely feel the energy of multiple relationships. So it's kind of like, don't let your thoughts betray you, It's like it took a long time to get here with the Knight of Pentacles, but with the Tower, this is coming in very fast. This is coming in very, very fast. It's coming in. There's going to be a huge change that happens very quickly. Yep. This soulmate, you don't see it coming. The Moon card and the Lovers with the Tower. You don't see it coming, but here it comes. And it's going to really turn things upside down in the best possible way. Very, 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 very exciting energy here, Pisces. Very. All right, let me get you some message cards for Pisces. All right. You are getting, if you're dealing with a water sign, you're getting friendship. This friendship is leading to more. Go slow, take time to get to know each other. Here and now, your true love is already a part of your life. I have trouble with intimacy, marriage. This relationship is moving toward a sacred union. Self-care, clear your energy field and focus on yourself before acting. And I saved your texts and messages. If you're dealing with a fire sign, I almost said a Leo. That's funny. We both know I'm not the one for you. I hide behind material things. I feel like this could be someone coming back around or someone that has, because you have this leap of faith that is safe for you to make the move you're considering and retreat. It feels like there may have been something that didn't get off the ground and now it's getting another chance. Time alone or in nature will help you recharge. I feel like that's that refreshing break card. The timing wasn't right for us. Yeah, this may have tried to come together in the past and it didn't because the timing wasn't right. Sorry, I have the hiccups. I want you so badly. I look for you everywhere. I would bury myself in work to forget you. It seems like someone who tried to avoid it and couldn't. All right, if you're dealing with an earth sign, my life is not as together as it seems. I hid who I really am from you. I want to start over. Finances, financial challenges are affecting the connection. Balance, one person is giving too much in this relationship, and I feel you leaving me behind. If you're dealing with an air sign, I don't want to know. I want to make amends. You speak to me through music, intuition. You already know the answer you seek, and I know you don't feel the same. All right, Pisces, this is what I have for you. I feel like this person is still working through some self-esteem issues with this. I know you don't feel the same energy. I feel like there is just, you know, energy is fluid. It's constantly changing. And I feel like this person's really struggling to work through that. But an air sign, they'll move through it quickly, I feel. All right, this is what I have for you. I hope it helps. I hope it brings you some peace and clarity. If it does, let me know. Like, share, subscribe. I really appreciate it. And until next time, guys, all my very best. Always, always, always. Bye-bye.